Hello, my name is Michael Masterton, and this is my Closing the Gap project titled High School Preparedness. My internship site was St. James School, located in Arlington Heights, that prides itself on four pillars of faith, excellence, leadership, and service. I wanted to focus on our excellence pillar because I truly believe that it teaches our students and gives them the skills and competencies needed to be successful in the 21st century. Some fast facts about St. James is we're just shy of 500 students. We have plenty of advanced degrees within our staff and faculty, along with plenty of years of service. And I enjoy the fact that our average class size is 18 students. We are also a blue ribbon school. In taking a look at some of the test results from the ACT and Aspire, I found that St. James students in grades 7 and 8 were either ready or exceeding the levels expected within the state of Illinois. And so when I prepared my purpose statement, I said in order to fulfill the potential of the St. James foundational pillar of excellence, I believe there is still a need to close the gap with regards to 8th grade students who have issues related to anxiety, self-esteem, or attendance, and they will need more assistance with their high school readiness. And so my target population for this project was a small group of 8th grade students, both male and female, who have come to the counseling office from a referral from a teacher or a student or students who have more school absences and tardy excuses. I believe these are the students that have a hard time coming to school due to plenty of different reasons, and they are issues that will continue to influence these students as they progress and graduate from St. James going into high school. And so my intervention plan would be to meet with a group of 6 to 8 of these 8th grade students, both male and female. And like I said, they would have been previously identified by a staff member, and they have either self-esteem issues, anxiety diagnoses or issues, or perhaps even self-harm tendencies. So in order to evaluate the success of this group, I would plan a session for every other week until the end of the school year, which would lead right up into graduation. I would start this intervention with a pre-test that would gauge where these students are with regards to what they know about high school, what they expect to encounter their freshman year, and what their biggest fears are with regards to freshman year. The post-test would also revisit some of these questions along with new questions such as what advice would you give to 8th graders next year who will be in the same situation you find yourselves in now. The mindsets and behaviors that I picked for this Closing the Gap project were to really build on self-confidence in the student's ability to succeed. I also chose the ability to apply self-motivation and self-direction to learning, because when you leave 8th grade and go into high school, it truly is on your shoulders now to find your own success. I also chose to participate in enrichment and extracurricular activities because in high school you really have to apply yourself and find what makes you come alive. I chose the ability to demonstrate the ability to manage transitions and ability to adapt to changing situations and responsibilities, because truly high school is all about adapting because every day is going to be a new challenge. I also chose to create positive and supportive relationships with other students because in my first session you'll find that finding where you belong might depend on the friends that you make your freshman year of high school. And finally, they demonstrate social maturity and behaviors appropriate to the situation and environment. Emotional intelligence will be something I will focus on in my third session, and that is truly something that will help these students find success in high school. And so my outcome data would be that each of these students would be able to make a transition action plan, which will help them successfully transition from 8th grade to high school. My mindsets and behavior data would be that 100% of the students in my group will obtain new knowledge about what the high school transition will include and apply that knowledge to their process of entering high school. My participation data is a group of 8th graders previously identified will participate in this group once every 2 weeks. And so in week 1, finding where you belong, I laid out a few slides here where the students could interact with each one of the high schools that a lot of St. James sends our students to, and they will then fill out their own transition action plan. In week 2, I would touch on habits that help determine success. There are good habits, there are bad habits. It would be helpful to define what is a good habit, what is a bad habit, and then we will use the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens, and talk about each one of those habits and use some scenarios that they can find helpful. In our third week, we would talk about emotional intelligence. Each one